إنما الدنيا حطام، إنما الدنيا حطام، زينت بالشهوات، تخدع الجاهل دوما بصنوف المغريات. زينت بالشهوات، زينت بالشهوات، زينت بالشهوات، زينت بالشهوات، زينت. إنما الدنيا حطام، زينت بالشهوات، تخدع الجاهل دوما بصنوف المغريات، تنصب الأشراك عمدا للقلوب الغافلات، فيضيع الدين منها في دروب السيئات. إنما الدنيا حطام، زينت
ذو الحجة في months in Islam. Muharram, Safar, Rabi' al-Awwal, Rabi' al-Thani. These are the months in Islam. Jumada al-Ula, Jumada al-Ukhra, Rajab, Shaban, Ramadan, Ramadan, Ramadan in Shawwal, Qur'an and Dhul Hijjah. These are the months of Islam. Now we are gonna sing Allah with everything. Hail, peace and revolution, moving along in the commotion. You never wonder where you came from, who was the love of all creation. The delivery said, that's my Lord. The delivery said, that's my Lord. The delivery said, that's my Lord. Lord, praise your soul. Hail, birds, so way up high. Let us sky of the color of desire. Tell me who made you and I. Me to walk and you to fly. Deliver the desert. That's my Lord. Deliver said, that's my Lord. Deliver said, that's my Lord. Lord, the creator of our soul. Allahu Akbar, our creator. There's no one greater than Allah. Subhanahu we stand tall, too proud to recognize what's up before our eyes. Stand for my Lord. Hey, the angels been so still. Who's the maker? That who's willing to you cross or to you swim? Who controls everything? The alligator said, that's my Lord. The alligator said, that's my Lord. The alligator said, that's my Lord. Lord, the creator of our soul. Allahu Akbar, our creator. There's no one greater than Allah. So how do we stand tall, too proud to recognize what's up before our eyes? That's all, my Lord. Hey, my brother, hey, my sister, see yourself. Let's us sustain it. Don't you see? What will come later, you'll return to the creation. Then we'll say, that's my Lord. Then we'll say, that's my Lord. Then we'll say, that's my Lord. Oh, Lord, forgive us all. Our troubled one, nose to the side, east to the west, there is no doubt. Wherever I see, wherever I found, I can hear them sing out loud. Alhamdulillah, praise my Lord. Alhamdulillah, praise my Lord. Alhamdulillah, praise my
introduce our guest speaker, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Our guest speaker is Dr. Osman Latif, and for those who have seen him or doesn't know him, he is a regular speaker in the Islamic channel, and he is also doing the khutbah at Masjid Stockholm's Masjid. So he's a well-convenient speaker. He's well narrated. He's very good in all aspects of Islamic life. So hopefully we'll be getting a lot from him today. What I request you is to pay attention, listen carefully, and we'll take advice whatever is going to tell us. With that few comments, I would like to invite our guest speaker, Dr. Latif. Welcome.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I really feel very honored and privileged to be in the company of such esteemed guests as yourselves, and on behalf of the amazing initiative of Ar-rahman in community working in our community of Slough. And I ask Allah in the beginning to place His barakah and blessing and increase all of you and all of us in all goodness. Jazakallah khair. I want all of us to think about something. I want all of us to imagine where we were in life this time last year, last Ramadan, this point in time. And I want us to think about transitioning in the way that we've moved in time and space to get where we are today, this year in Ramadan. Some of us maybe have transitioned in space and landscape. Maybe it's our first time in Slough this year. Some of us have transitioned out of Slough, maybe we're in other places in this year Ramadan. And all of us, in fact, have grown in age. So we've transitioned in time because time has caught up with us and we've moved along in time, we've aged by year. And I want us to think about that for a moment, about growing and growth. All of us are seeking growth in the work of Ar-rahman Community School and Center. You're seeking for this to grow, inshallah, and become something big and really big for all of us and our benefit, inshallah, in Slough and elsewhere. Everything that Allah creates, in fact, grows. Everything has some degree and measure of growth. And it could grow for a day, part of a day, half a day, full lifetime. Even the small things, the leaf, the plant, the small insect, the cockroach, the ant, human beings, we all undergo some degree of growing and growth. And between the beginning point of growth and the end point of determination, meaning the end point when things cease to grow, they just die, there is a middle phase. And think about the middle phase. The middle phase between all growth and end point determination is a phase of obstacles. Everything that grows will face obstacles. I'm sure in the growth of where we are now with Ar-rahman, there have been challenges and obstacles along the way. If it's the plant will face the storm and the heavy wind and the rain. And all of these will have an impact on the growth of that plant. If it's small insects, they face larger creatures, animals seeking them out, right? Predators, hungry, seeking them out. And then those small insects and animals will learn and how to maneuver, how to navigate through life to escape those predators. And if they get caught, it's going to encumber upon their growth. If it's human beings, we also have difficulties and obstacles. We have illnesses and disease, and we have mental stress, and we have physical burdens, we have emotional turmoil, domestic troubles. All of these impede upon our growing. But that can't be the main sense of growth Allah intends for us as Muslims. Because everything is growing, right? If everything's growing, there are some people in fact who can't physically grow. They're born with illnesses and diseases, they can't physically grow. May Allah aid them and assist them, but they can't physically grow. That would mean therefore it's not fair. If we're all growing and they're not growing, how can it be fair then? The main sense of growth Allah intends for all of us is a growth Allah describes in the Quran concerning Maryam alayhi salam. When Allah says subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَأَنْبَتَهَا نَبَاتًا حَسَنًا, that Maryam, she grew an excellent, beautiful growth. And Allah used the word nabat, which is a plant, just like a plant grows strong. And a plant grows because conditions of growth are there and available and present. Maryam alayhi salam, she also grew. And her growth was an amazing growth because it began with an aspiration. Every one of these amazing children, beautiful in their voice and their talents. I was just saying to Sheikh that the lines were so many lines that they memorized. And if it was for us, we just forget and we'd stumble on the second and third, what's coming? To know all the lines, Allah places that like amazing memory in them. And the confidence to come on stage and to hold the mic and to say these words for all of our benefit. Amazing. May Allah bless all of the children. Everything begins with an aspiration. It began not with Maryam just simply growing, but it was her mother Hannah. That Allah in the Quran says, إِذْ قَالَتْ امْرَأَةُ Imran, when the wife of Imran said, رَبِّي إِنِّي نَذَرْتُ لَكَ مَا فِي بَطْنِي مُحَرَّرًا فَتَقَبَّلْ مِنِّي إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ. It was a mother who was pregnant who said, my Lord, whatever is moving in my womb, I dedicate for your service, O Allah. You're all hearing and all knowing. And then of course Maryam, the mother of Maryam, Hannah, is in the state of pregnancy and she's about to give birth and she gives birth. And when she gives birth, she says, oh Allah, I've given birth, inni wada'tuha untha, I've given birth to a girl. And Allahu a'lamu bima wada'at, Allah knows what she's given birth to. وَلَيْسَ الذَّكَرْ كَالْأُنْثَى, and the boy isn't like the girl isn't like the boy. وَإِنِّي سَمِّيتُهَا مَرْيَمَ, and I've named her Maryam. وَإِنِّي أُعِيذُهَا بِكَ وَذُرِّيَّتَهَا مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ, and I seek refuge with you for her and her progeny from Shaitan, the cursed one. What happened? You see, in Jerusalem, in Bayt al-Maqdis, it was not that if you had a girl, the girl's potential in life wasn't the same as a boy. Because if a boy was born, like maybe the mother of Maryam was expecting the boy to be born, then he could be a scribe, he could be a scholar, he could be a teacher, he could be an orator, he could be a poet, he could be all these things. But she gave birth to a girl. And perhaps in that time in Jerusalem, the opportunities for a girl were less than they were for a boy. So it begins with aspiration. She's a girl. She never allows that to interfere with the growth of her child, meaning spiritual growth. The main growth cannot be a physical growing. When Allah says Maryam grew hasana, in ihsan, excellence, she was growing in her spirit. She was growing in her iman, faith. She was growing in her closeness to Allah. She was growing in her wisdom. She was growing in her intelligence. She was growing in more and beyond, transcending just physical being, physical growth. And so number one is aspiration. Number two, she gave birth to a girl, but she never said, it's the end of the story. I should just quit now because I made the promise to Allah that I was hoping for a boy, but a girl is born. No. That you have a sense of determination, aspiration, and then we learn to plow and to till and to plow and to till in the course of a life, and never to allow the small impediments to obstruct our sense of growing and being. And number three then, and then she's growing. When Allah says she has excellent growth, a plant doesn't simply grow because we like it to grow. We would need the plant to be near the sun, with the sun's rays, we would have to water the plant. You have to provide circumstances for the plant to grow. And Maryam alayhi salam therefore is growing because she has a mother. She has somebody backing her, supporting her, placing her in the right place. She's placed in Masjid al-Aqsa. She's placed around company of Muslims, scholars and scribes and all of these things. And so therefore all of these things, they facilitate the growth of that young lady. And so when Allah is saying, وَأَنْبَتَنَا نَبَاتًا حَسَنًا, she's growing excellent growth, beautiful growth. وَكَفَّلَهَا Zakaria. And Allah says we appointed, Zakaria became her guardian. Every one of these amazing children has a parent supporting them, backing them, right? Vouching for them, cheering them on. Has a teachers like Zakaria, teachers safeguarding them, looking over them. So number one is aspiration, number two is determination, and number three is cultivation. To facilitate any growth, we have to cultivate the land. And then number four would be, just like I see these children, and there's other children who are looking upon these children, and we're all feeling inspired by them. So when Zakaria alayhi salam sees Maryam, he says, Allah in the Quran says that كُلَّمَا دَخَلَ عَلَيْهِ زَكَرِيَّا الْمِحْرَابِ وَجَدَ عِنْدَهَا رِزْقًا. Every time Zakaria comes upon the mihrab al-Aqsa, he finds rizqa, fruits and provisions. And the ulama, they say if it was the winter, he would find the fruits of the summer. If it was the summer, then the fruits of the winter. And he says, Ya Maryam, where is this food coming from? قَالَتْ مِنْ عِنْدِ اللَّهِ. This is all from Allah. And Allah gives rizq لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ, to whoever He pleases, بِغَيْرِ حِسَابٍ, without account. The fourth point, therefore, is inspiration. Zakaria was inspired. How do we know? Because the next verse says, هُنَالِكَ دَعَى زَكَرِيَّا رَبَّهُ. هُنَالِكَ meaning, at that moment, spot, point in time, Zakaria makes dua to his Lord and says, Rabbi, habli, بِلَّدُنْكَ ذُرِّيَّةً طَيِّبًا. My Lord, gift me with a beautiful child, meaning just like this child. Right? So we have, therefore, number one, you have to begin with the intention, the aspiration, aspire greatness for all people. If you're a mother, aspire greatness for your child. If you're a guardian, greatness for your child. Number two, you don't let things, if things are not always as you expected them to be, they shouldn't impede you. You therefore have to plow on, and you're determined. And number three, simply things won't grow because we like them to grow. We have to cultivate the growth. And number four, when things begin to grow, they're going to inspire everybody else because things are growing. Do you remember the story of Jack and the Beanstalk? You know we have the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. We were in school, we were young kids. It was a famous story, maybe some kids are learning it now in school. And in this fable, this story of Jack and the Beanstalk, Jack, he goes to, his mother sends him to the market to buy a cow. I think it was a cow or some meat or something. And so she gives him some money, he goes to the marketplace, and he sees a man, like, a wizard or someone, and he says to him, I'll give you these seeds. And you take the seeds, you give me the money, and if you throw these seeds, an amazing beanstalk is going to reach into the sky. And Jack is so amazed, he says, yeah, I'll take that. So he gives the man the money, he takes the seeds, and he's running home so excited for this. And his mom's asking him, where is the cow? Where is the cow? And he says, I have the seeds, amazing seeds, miracle seeds. And his mother, she's so angry with him, she takes the seeds and she throws them out of the window. Like useless seeds. And so Jack, he sleeps so sad and his mother sleeps so angry. And in the morning, all of a sudden, the seeds have sprouted and things have grown and there's a beanstalk reaching to the sky. Now in reality, nothing like this. I know it's just a fictitious fable story, but I want us to think about how things grow. If I have seeds and I throw my seeds to the ground, nothing would grow. Nothing would grow until I till the ground, until I upturn the earth. If I upturn the earth, I'm going to allow for air and for rain to reach the soil. Then when I plant the seeds, the earth, it needs air, it needs water. And I planted my seeds and then the things can grow from the earth. All of us, to allow for growth, need upturning. We need a tilling, we need a plowing. We can't just hope for things to grow in Ramadan. Just because we wish for things to grow in Ramadan, we have to first upturn the earth. As Allah in the Quran says, subhanahu wa ta'ala, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. Allah does not change a people's condition until they change what is within themselves. Right? So if we're bringing things into this month that could impede upon our growing, then we're going to struggle with growing. Until we let loose and let go of those things that are impeding upon our growing, we begin to grow then. This is not a month of growth. This is a month of accelerated growth. It is a month of accelerated growing. We don't just simply grow in this month like other months. It's a month you grow much more than you expected to grow. Because everything in this month is multiplied. Every hasanat is increased more, hundreds of times, ila masha'Allah, until what Allah intends. Every good deed, every prayer, every Quran, every something amazingly serene in the air of Ramadan. From the first day, when you smell the air, and you see people going to the masjid, and the masjid is full, the people with Quran and making dhikr of Allah, reciting Quran, praying salah, teaching, learning, studying. There's so much vibrancy in the month of Ramadan because everybody knows about the value of growing in this month. It's an accelerated time for growth. And I hope inshallah by where we are, almost coming to the middle stage of Ramadan, that we've taken on these lessons about let's try and grow as much as we can in this month. I want us to think about, just to let you know how it works, think about our father Adam alayhi salam. The father of all of us. كلكم من آدم وآدم من تراب. All of you are from Adam, Adam was from dust. Now Allah in the Quran says that, when Allah says to, Allah says to the angels, اسجدوا لآدم, bow to Adam. فسجدوا إلا إبليس أبى واستكبر وكان من الكافرين. Allah says bow out of reverence to Adam. And they all bowed except Iblis. Abba refused, wastakbar, was arrogant, and was one of the disbelievers of arrogant ones. So Allah says to Adam, Allah says, Shaitan, ma mana'aka, what prevents you from bowing? He says, Ana khayrun minhu, I am better than him, Adam. You created him from mud and soil and made me from fire. Why should I bow to him? Arrogance, pride, obstinacy, right? Allah told Adam, you see, Allah says, we told فَقُلْنَا يَا آدَمْ إِنَّ هَذَا عَدُوٌّ لَكَ وَلِزَوْجِكَ. This shaitan is an enemy unto you and your wife. فَلَا يُخْرِجَنَّكُمَا مِنَ الْجَنَّةِ فَتَشْقَى. Do not therefore allow him, shaitan, to expel you and your wife from the garden, because if that happens, you're going to become miserable and wretched if that happens. Right? So Shaitan therefore knew the plan, right? Iblis, he had his own plan. قَالَ فَبِمَا أَغْوَيْتَنِي, you misled me, O Allah. Right? It's easy to blame, right? Yeah, I will lie in ambush for your servants. عَلَى صِرَاطِكَ الْمُسْتَقِيمِ ثُمَّ لَآتِيَنَّهُمْ, then I will strike them from in front, from behind, from the right, from the left. And you will not find most people to be thankful, grateful to you. So Shaitan had an agenda. Allah gave Adam a.s. with a plan, warned him of Shaitan, and Allah says, فَنَسِيَ. He just forgot. Adam forgot the plan. Adam forgot his purpose. Adam forget the potential of Shaitan. Adam forgot. Then what happens? Shaitan promised him, like, if you eat from the tree, you will have life, living forever, you will have a kingdom, life will not dissipate. And he ate from the tree. And then he became what he became. Now, I want us to think about a few verses in the Quran about this incident, just to show us how merciful Allah is, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah says, subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَأَزَلَّهُمَ الشَّيْطَانُ عَنْهَا. That Shaitan caused Adam and his wife to slip. Zal in Arabic is to slip and stumble. Zal. Other people, they speak about a great fall. They call it the great fall. Like Adam fell from divine grace and favor, therefore, God sent somebody to die for people's sins. When all of this, when that is wrong. Allah is telling us, فَأَزَلَّهُمَ الشَّيْطَانِ. Allah says Adam and his wife slept. All of us in life, we also slept. From where we were last Ramadan, this time I'm sure on the days and nights we've all slipped and stumbled. Right? When we leave our homes, we're encouraged to say, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika an adilla aw udhal, aw azilla aw uzal, aw adhlima aw udhlam, aw ajhala aw yujhala alayh. Oh Allah, I seek refuge with you that I go astray or that is astray, or that I slip, or make others slip. Right? So to slip isn't the same as just falling, a stumble. We can all slip and stumble. And Allah says, Adam slipped and stumbled. And then Allah says, فَتَلَقَّى آدَمُ مِنْ رَبِّهِ كَلِمَاتٍ فَتَابَ عَلَيْهِ إِنَّهُ هُوَ التَّوَّابُ الرَّحِيمُ. Now this, I want us to really think about how just mind-blowing this is for a second. Allah says, فَتَلَقَّى آدَمُ مِنْ رَبِّهِ كَلِمَاتٍ. Adam was met with some words from his Lord. Right? The ulama, they say, Alhamahu Allah. Imam Sadiq says, Alhamahu Allah.
سوف نبقى هنا كي يزول الألم، سوف نحيا هنا، سوف يحلو النغم.